So this is going to be part one. I was a soccer coach for 13 years.
Wow.
I got volunteered.
Who volunteered you?
My wife, and she did that every year. I'm like, okay, the kids are playing soccer. What team am I coaching this year? So that was the second question. So the first year we did the our oldest son was this was like the first year he could actually start playing soccer. So it was only three people on the field. And I said, I haven't played soccer since high school, so I need to get a refresher, and I've never coached soccer either. So I need to find out exactly what's going on. But they had like a intro meeting that we went for new coaches and stuff like that. So I said, I need to go there. So we get in, it's like a boardroom, we're all sitting around, stuff like that, and there's all the material sitting in front of us. And they said, we're going to show you this video. And what it was, it's like the game teaches the kids how to play, and it was all like scenes of cobblestone roads in Italy and stuff like that. And you saw the three kids, and they were like the three kids is the key to the game, teaching you how to pass and keep the ball going. Mm-hmm. So went to France and Italy and maybe some in Spain. It was a bunch of little videos. It was just kids playing in the street ball is what it was. So they said, okay, this is what we're going to do. This year we're going to have 3 players and 3 players, no goalies. And the game will help teach, as they're playing with each other, the game will kind of teach the basic, the ground roots of the game. So then after the video was over, and I said, this is great. I love this. I love the concept of 3 and 3 and no goalies, because when I played, we had 11 players on you. We're all like this tall. And we still had 11 players. So, I'm a forward. What do you do? Or I'm a midfielder. Right. What do I do? Or a goalie. What do I do? But this was an interesting concept. And I said, this is fantastic. And then after they said the game was going to, remember this, the game was going to teach you, this is going to teach the kids how to play. Right? Then they handed you all these books and said, oh, here's all the here's all the routines you have to do, like going around cones and stuff like that. And I'm like, if the game is supposed to teach you, why are we doing all these exercises with cones and stuff like that? But I can understand, you got to learn how to do ball control and stuff like that. But maybe the first year, just let them play. So that was the first year, and throughout, I coached house league, I coached all stars, I coached rep teams. Cool. Throughout the 13 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
When I did go to the rep, I did have to get certified. I had to get I'd take a weekend class to get certified to be, and I'm already certified, is what everybody tells me. But
certifiable.
So during these 13 years, I started to, how do I break this game down to make it simple and be effective, and the kids have fun, and they understand the basic games. So by the time my 13 year got, I didn't know it was my last year. Because my daughter said, she walked up to her mom and said, I don't want to play soccer anymore. This is going to be my last year. And I said, okay, this year I'm going to do all the notes that I've taken all these years. And this year, it was a house league. It wasn't like it was a very, we were playing teams in our same city. So it wasn't like it was very competitive. It was fun.
Yeah.
So
kids have fun.
I said, this year I'm going to do all my notes I've taken and all the things I'm going to put these, and they're very simple. And we beat everybody.
Oh.
Just simple.
Isn't that great?
Just simple stuff. And it was like everybody else was doing. I don't know how this team got put together. They were all Italian. They all knew each other, all neighbors. I don't know how they because it's random when they put the teams together. So it was we beat the Italians. And they were pissed. So this is going to be, I don't know how many parts. It could be like 4 or 5 parts. But anyway, I'm going to introduce next week. We'll do it, week by week. I'm going to introduce a new little concept that I've had, and we'll talk about that. And then I'll do the next concept. And they're very simple, and they're easy to remember, and I remember even now. It's been a long time ago. So And that's what we're going to do. But this is going to be part one, just basic information. The only regret that I have about the whole thing, because I had a blast, but I never thanked her. Because I'm like, oh, where'd she get me in? Because she would call me up. Even when we did the baseball that one summer, I'm like, well, you going to make me a coach? I was waiting for the shoe to drop. It's like,
I see.
Our son's going to play baseball this year. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, who's going to be coach? So I'm like, okay, I have to think about baseball this year.
Sounds like a rewarding experience.
It was a lot of fun. I tell you what, and what was really rewarding was when you're like in a shopping mall or something like that, and you have one of your kids that you were coaching, they actually come up and say, "Hey, coach!" Hey. So that was gold.
Yeah.
I was like, it would make your heart melt.
That's nice.
So, but that's what we're going to do, and this is just the basic intro, and we'll start getting into concepts next week when we shoot this again. But I thought it'd be kind of I was going to write a book, but it's not enough to put into a book. It'd be like a pamphlet. It's that simple. So now that we're doing videos, let's go ahead and do it. But anyway, this is the first one. And then we'll do part two, and how many it takes. But there's maybe 5 little things that you could do to help players, enjoy the game and also excel in it too.
Right.
There was a game. It was postponed because of rain, but it was on a holiday weekend, so we only had enough players on the field to field a team on the field. So they're playing the whole game on the field, and we still beat the other team. And they had 4 or 5 substitutes, and they weren't tired.
That's amazing.
So, and we'll get into that later. So,
okay.
And that's basically what we're going to do.
Great.
GoPro, stop recording. Man, what a day.
Frank, was that you?
Yeah, it is.
Where have you been? You're really late.
Well, I'm happy to see spring coming and the snow's melting there, but you know what that means?
No.
It's construction season. I got stuck in like 4 or 5 when the lanes went down from 2 down to 1, and you're like stopped. And you're trying to be nice, but by the time you let 5 cars in front of you, you're like, screw you, guy, I'm going. But 4 or 5 of these spots here in the town, so they're fixing, I guess, potholes. I don't even know what they're doing, but they're just closing. There's no way of doing anything. They put cones up and stuff like that, and then you don't see anybody doing anything. So, construction season, I guess. This one, Frank is coming home late. You just had traffic or whatever like that. But now that spring's here, all of this stuff is melting. All the snow is melting. So now we have, here we have 2 seasons. We have winter and we have construction. So, and I got caught in this the other day. Luckily it was midday. But when I left, the traffic was lined all because they had closed. 2 lanes went down to 1 lane. So the traffic went miles. And there's like the major cut through to get onto the highway access. So it was just a mess. So anyway, that's what that's going to be. So I'm going to be coming home late. And you say, why are you so late? And I'm like, well, the winter's going to a close and it's going to be construction. So that's the joke. It's the 2 season thing. Okay?
Okay.
Oh man, what a trip.
You're back. How was it?
It was good, but it was kind of odd on the way back. I was reading a book, and this guy really, I was sitting on the window side, and the guy was sitting on the aisle side, and I don't know, he just seemed really uncomfortable through the whole flight. I don't know what it was.
Were you reading that book on tying rope knots again?
Yeah, I was, I guess. Maybe that was it?
Maybe, you think?
It could be. I didn't have any rope with me, but it was, maybe that was it.
Oh, Frank.
Okay, we're good. I was going to get on a plane. I don't know where I was flying at the time, but anyway, I was driving, before I took the trip, I was driving by a bookstore, so I said, I want to get a book for the plane ride. So I went to the bargain bin, of course, and there was a book on, it was called Knots and Splices. And what it was how to tie knots and the history behind the knots. Well, you know, I'm a history guy. I like the history. So, so I bought the book and I took that on the plane. So I'm sitting on the window seat and there's a girl sitting in the aisle side. So I'm reading this book and it says knots and splices. And she can see the cover. So she started feeling kind of uncomfortable. You know, you have a guy reading about knots on the plane. So what's going to happen is I'm going to come home and I'm going to say, well, this guy was sitting next to me. He was really uncomfortable. And you're going to say, you're reading that book on the knots, weren't you? And I'm going, maybe that's it. Okay?
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
True story. Oh, man. What a flight.
How was it?
It was
You
good.
did it.
It started out kind of funny.
Yeah.
Because I just had this
Funny
little...
how?
I just had this little bag,
Yeah.
and I told them I was going down to Florida for a week, and I guess I don't know, they thought I was going to be smuggling something into Florida or the United States. So I actually went into the room, the inspection room. So they opened up my bag, and I got the tape. The tape is still in here, so we can watch that TV show.
Oh, good. They didn't take it.
And you know, I got my T-shirt and my toothbrush in here, but it was kind of funny to go in there, and I was the only one happy in there. There were people in there being really smuggling stuff in, so it was kind of funny. I had a couple hours to kill, and they were kind of shocked that I was happy. I just wanted to go and see what the room was all about.
Well, so. You never want to be back in that room again.
So I guess since I had that fun, what are we doing tonight?
Watching Seinfeld.
So this one, this happened a couple of years ago. When the kids were little, they had 2 weeks vacation. So what they would do, they would all go down the week before, and then I would come down the following week. Mm-hmm. So we had like a big luggage with all the wheels on, you know, so I put all my clothes, like shorts and t-shirts and stuff like that, inside that bag. So when they left, they took all my stuff with me. So when I went, I had a little duffel bag, just a little bit bigger than this. So in the airport that we have here, you have to take everything, all your luggage and everything with you to go through customs and immigration. Okay. So I just had this little thing, and I'm going down to Florida for a week. So the guy's looking at me, looking at the bag, looking at me, looking at the bag, looks at all the paperwork, and he goes, you got to go into the room, the inspection room, where they open up everything to see, you know, what's inside and all like that. And I said, and I had gotten there a couple hours early because I was just sitting around the house doing nothing. I was going to sit around the airport. I can do something over there. So I said, fantastic. And the guy's looking at me like, what? I mean, you're going into an inspection room. I said, I've always wanted to know what was going on in there. And I got plenty of time, you know, take a couple hours if you want, you know. So when I walk in, they're taking this guy he's being strip searched because they found drugs on him. And there was another woman, she had a little glass vial, it looked like nail polish remover. But there were diamonds she was trying to smuggle down. You could hear the diamonds, they would go ching, 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 ching. Wow. So all I had a tape. It was the last episode of Seinfeld, and she didn't watch it, I didn't watch it, so let's watch it together. I'll just tape it, and I'll bring it, and we'll watch it together. So I had that, maybe another T-shirt, my toothbrush, you know, and that's all I had in the little duffel, and it was light as hell. So the guy goes and looks through it, and he goes, what's this? And, I got you. I says, the last episode of Seinfeld, don't tell me how it ends or how it started or all that. So he goes, I have to go check. So he went and checked it out. And then I was on my way. But this is going to be Frank coming from the airport, coming into the condo. And you're going to say, oh, how was your flight? And then we'll go into the story again, which was kind of funny. Okay. Because they were all like, even the inspection guy was like, why are you so happy? You're not supposed to be happy in here. I'm like, I just want to see what was going on. So anyway, let's do that. Okay.